So we got the redraw slash revision to chapter 104. We obviously knew this was coming considering the previous two chapters were redrawn along with, a couple chapters before that as well. And, especially since Nariki's private squad survived, and they're going to, I guess, kind of be important for the next couple chapters, which means that, yeah, there's definitely going to be a lot more revisions and redraw, guys. I mean, also, we have to remember the whole thing with Saitama and Child Emperor being together, and then we need to get to Saitama meeting up with Rover, meeting up with Orochi, and I think Murata might have said on Twitter, I can't find the tweet, but Orochi versus Saitama might be redrawn completely, or at least a little bit is going to be redrawn of it. I don't know. I'm sure somebody in the comments will tell you, but let's get into the revisions here. So I like that they're trying to sneak past the monsters, and I think this is mainly showing us that E-Iron is like a pacifist, which is pretty cool because most of these heroes are just borderline sociopaths at this point. They really don't care and they'll just kill without question. But we get a nice contrast from E-Iron and Okamatachi as well. Bushido is kind of in a gray area, but I'm sure he more aligns with their morals more than Nariki's private squad here. So they take care of the fodder, and we get to see, the squad members in action too. Mainly Asami and Noria, my two favorite members. I'm sure you know why. And this is just showing that, yeah, they're capable even when they're not possessed by Super S's monster magic. We already knew that these suits were powerful. We come to focus on this one dude, the leader of Nariki's private squad. His name is Tongara. And they're giving a lot of spotlight to this guy and some interesting character development. So definitely pay attention to this dude. He is definitely going to have a future in the next couple chapters. It's going to focus on him because we see the whole thing about how he elbows E-Iron. He's like, "Don't back up on me when we're in battle." "Oh, sorry, I'm a grizzled mercenary and I've seen some crap and I've been on the battlefield," and all that stuff. And then we get this little internal monologue from Bushido. It's it might actually be possible that this man shielded himself with his partners on the battlefield. Even when fighting together, we better watch our backs from him. And then, even before that, E-Iron's got it. I'll remember that, when he's, responding to Tongara saying, the type of battlefield with heroes and monsters is a bit different. So where I see this headed is that this guy is either gonna die in the future or he's gonna get abducted or something, because the other significance to these guys living, other than redeeming a Mimas's character, is that they are wearing the organizational power suits. And we know that later on, Drive Knight is going to show up to save everybody from Neon. So I assume that they're going to go to the surface eventually, because they do also talk about Waganma in this chapter. They're like, if we don't save the kid, we don't get paid. So that was also planting a seed there that they're eventually all going to meet up, I assume, with Waganma, Child Emperor, go to the surface, most likely, and then, we're going to go into the whole Neon stuff. So they'll probably be included in that resistance against Neon before Drive Knight shows up. And then I guess then we'll see the true nature of this Tongara dude. He's going to do some shady stuff for sure. They wouldn't be setting this up for no reason. And he might be the dude that I don't think that Neon might kill him, but I think that Drive Knight is going to abduct this dude, or at least take him or something. Because he has the power suit on, like I said, and the organization, they're all about collecting data and everything. And as I always say, and there's a lot of naysayers out there, and that's fine, is that Drive Knight is either the leader of the organization or one of the high-ranking officials within it. So he's gonna want these suits with the data in them. So instead of taking all of these members who have essentially been redeemed at this point, they were essentially set up as being good guys, with their affable, goofy attitude that they showed at the end of chapter 103 when they, ran into a My Mask, except this one dude. This is the one dude who isn't really redeemed, Tongara. So it's likely that he might be the guy that Drive Knight takes, and he's like, "Hey, I need you for data from the suit," or Drive Knight kills him, or G5 kills him, because remember, G5 shows up at the end and shoots off Second Guard's hand. So I don't know, it's possible that this dude just dies or something, and then Drive Knight takes his suit, and no one's gonna question him, because Drive Knight took Neon's corpse and he was like, "I need this, I'm taking it," and everyone's like, "All right, whatever." I just assume it's gonna happen some way like this. Maybe not exactly in those order of events, but I assume that Drive Knight is going to get one of these suits for sure. I mean, it only makes sense that he is. I mean, that also ties up the whole storyline about them getting the power suits and, G5, allowing them to live, essentially, to collect the data. So that was pretty smart of One and Murata. So then we're coming to the sequence with them fighting against Devil Longhair. And this more or less plays out the same as it does in the original Chapter 104. I would say about 80% the same, actually. A lot of these panels are the same, but then some of them are redrawn with, like, different reactions, such as, like, Bushidrall's reactions and stuff. So then another thing that they're removing from this sequence is, like, the whole flashback that they get from Atomic Samurai talking to them at the Hero Association before they go on, like, the raid here. That was interesting that they removed it, but I also understand it. They didn't really need to do it. I mean, E-Iron can just, and the rest of them can all just work together without having to pull from, like, the shonen memory bank power-up, that they typically get. But one of the things that's really cool here, Bushidrall, he gets a little power-up, kind of. Or at least it's kind of like a lateral power-up, because when his drill sword thing gets tangled up, he, like, unlatches a sword within it. He never had this before. At least I'm pretty positive he never had this before. I mean, also, you can go back and check out the original Chapter 104 if you can find it, but he doesn't do this in the original. His sword kind of just gets tangled up, and he's like, oh, well, guess I'm stuck here. I'm definitely a fan of this adjustment because it makes his weapon more practical, I suppose. But, then we come to, I guess, what's going to be the inevitable end of this fight. And we're not going to see it. We never see, like how this fight plays out. We just see the end result, even in the webcomic. And it's because we don't really have to. They kind of just grind out Devil Longhair. They keep doing the same thing over and over. They keep hacking up the strands of his hair until he has, like, really no hair left to manipulate, and then he's basically done after that. It's fine. Like I said, we don't need to see it. And then we're coming to the new ending of this chapter with the two members of the private squad, the best member for sure, Noria, and then the third best member, Chinpy. Loving this dude because he's so, like, affable with his reactions and stuff. They run into Pig God. He's eating a monster. And they get, like, all weirded out by it, just like how we saw the disciples previously did in the chapters that are maybe going to change at this point, possibly. But we see them going away, and it's up to you where this is going to lead. But like I said, I assume that all things are going to lead to everyone going to the surface with all the Neon and Drive Knight stuff. But that's pretty much it for the review today, guys. Let me know what you think about it. What do you think is going to happen? If you were entertained by it, please give it a like. I also have a Twitch channel. I'm doing streams all the time on there. Check it out. I also have a Patreon. And if you haven't already, please subscribe as well. Have a great day. I'll see you in the next one.